Within the past decade, hordes of men have taken to the internet seeking out men's spaces, male spaces, or if you want to label it, the manosphere. Guys in the personal development niche, self-development niche that are looking for a group of like-minded men. And I got to be honest with you, most of these guys aren't truly seeking a brotherhood, a community, a tribe, or whatever other label they want to stick on it. Most of these guys are seeking a male version of a fucking support group. That's a simple truth, guys, like it or not. Many of these guys want validation. They want excuses. They want endless reassurance and justification to remain average and stuck in the cycle of going nowhere. This circle, or more likely a circle jerk of other mediocre men nodding along like bobbleheads while everybody slowly goes or quickly goes absolutely nowhere, all under the guise of growth. Leveling up, or whatever bullshit term you want to stick on it. And again, in the second, and I mean the second somebody calls them out, another man says, no, you're bullshitting yourself, everything seems to fall apart, like that house of cards I often talk about. Their ego gets triggered. As I've said before, a word I absolutely hate. Their feelings get hurt, and victim mode becomes activated. And this is because modern men have become so addicted to this comfort seeking that's masquerading as self-improvement. And that's why so many men today are weak as hell psychologically. It's not because they lack access to information. It's everywhere. It is literally ubiquitous. Not because they lack opportunity, and not because society or the quote-unquote matrix that everybody talks about is against them. No, it's because nobody around them is willing to tell them the plain fucking truth. Look around. Most male spaces are built on emotional hand-holding and coddling, guys. It's this sort of fake positivity, performative motivation, therapy speak, psychological babble, excuse making, trauma Olympics, and endless validation. And everybody's talking about sort of leveling up, an in vogue term, while their life, their discipline, their physique, their finances, their marriage, their relationship, their purpose, and their masculinity quietly decay in real time. And nobody says anything, guys. Why? Because modern culture has trained men to confuse honesty, men having and upholding standards and boundaries, with toxicity. So, let me make something painfully clear to you guys. A weak community is there to protect people's feelings. A strong community sharpens men through shared accountability. Those are not the same things. There's a big difference there, guys. And personally, I have zero fucking interest sitting around a table or breaking bread with men, grown men lying to each other so everybody can feel, temporarily comfortable or feel good about themselves. Guys, that's not brotherhood. That's sort of cowardice with a sort of better branding, right? Real brotherhood has friction. We know this. Pressure, standards, accountability, competition, challenge, and uncomfortable conversations. That's how we grow. Because truly, iron sharpens iron only through friction. Not through fucking affirmations and sort of good try, buddy nonsense. And that quote, guys, the iron sharpens iron, it's sort of, lost some of its cachet because it's become a cheesy Instagram or TikTok quote at this point, right? But most people completely ignore what the quote actually means. Iron will not sharpen iron gently through passivity, through softness and weakness. No, it grinds, it scrapes, it pressures, it cuts. And men, we are no different, right? Some of the biggest growth moments in my life, guys, have come from another man or men looking me dead in the eye, calling out my bullshit and say, hey, GC, you're lying to yourself. You know it. You're making some bullshit excuses and you become sort of a weak-ass bitch. You know exactly what needs to change. That's what I needed to be told to me. Not what I wanted to hear. What I needed to hear. There's a difference there, guys. And again, it's not because these people who were telling me that, or, they hated me or they wanted to, quote unquote, hurt my feelings, but because they respected me enough not to bullshit me. That's what real friendships are. Saying the hard truths when they need to be said. Not this modern sort of nonsense where sort of men protect each other's delusions to avoid any tension. They love these environments where they can sort of intellectualize their failures. They can blame society, the matrix, as I said earlier. They can blame women, blame trauma, blame capitalism, blame depression, blame stress, blame their childhood or their parents. Blame literally everyone in everything except the man staring back at them in the fucking mirror. In modern society, it promotes and encourages this nonsense because accountability is offensive to weak people. The moment you tell a man you're indisciplined, you've gotten lazy, you're out of shape, you're fat, you become passive, you're wasting your life. Suddenly, you become the bad guy. You're mean or insensitive. Well, good. Because sometimes the villain, quote unquote, the villain, is the only person who's willing to tell the truth. Guys, I have no problem being that villain. If you watch my videos to this point, you know I will shoot you straight. I will not sugarcoat shit to spare your feelings. I'm here to help you level up, not here to help you stay mediocre and average. So, and I'll go even further, guys. I'll go even further. I don't think a lot of men today actually want solutions. What they want is sort of an emotional anesthesia, right? They want bullshit made up language, language made up by psychologists and whomever that allows them to remain weak, while feeling emotionally sort of sophisticated. Like using this language makes them feel, they're smarter or holier than that. And that's why you see so many men sort of obsessing over this sort of awareness, never changing a fucking thing in their life, right? And awareness without any action, guys, all this is mental masturbation. Pretty much anything, guys, anything without action is an exercise in fuckery. It's a wasted time. Look, you can journal every day for 15 years about your feelings. You can cry about your childhood, as I said earlier, how mommy or daddy, were mean, they weren't there, or whatever. You can analyze your trauma, consume self-help content, till the cows come home. And none of this matters, guys. None of this matters if your life still reflects weakness. Results tell the truth. As I say over and over and over, guys, results are the only thing that matters in this life. Nothing else. Only results. Not feelings. Not intentions, not identity, not quote unquote that you tried hard, not your words. The results, your results tell the truth. And look, before you guys start crying or getting all pissed off and saying, hey GC, you're being a little harsh here, you're kind of going, hardcore. Good. You can stop the video. You can click off the station. Nobody's holding a gun to your head here. Because softness is destroying men, guys. Not physically first, but spiritually first, and then physically, and mentally, emotionally, and keep on going. Men today are afraid of being disliked. By people on the internet. Some jerk off across the planet who put a fucking comment on your, IG post. They're terrified of confrontation, terrified of judgment, terrified of offending, or dare I say that word again, triggering people. Terrified of standards, and mostly terrified of the truth. So what these guys do, they water themselves down. They sort of dilute themselves until there's anything barely masculine left. And again, that assumes that there was anything masculine to begin with in the first place. Then they wonder why they feel sort of hollow, empty shells of themselves. Brotherhood's not meant to feel comfortable all the time, guys. A real men's community should offend your ego. It should challenge you and piss you off. It's there to expose your blind spots. Challenge your laziness. Call out your excuses, your bullshit. Force you to have deep self-reflection. Demand more from you. And for you to demand more from yourself. Because no man, and I mean no man, is above reproach. Not fucking me, not you, nobody. And if your brotherhood, quote unquote, never challenges you, never pressures you, never calls your shit out, never forces growth, That's just a full, that's just a room of men, all staying average. And here's a final uncomfortable truth, guys. Comfort or growth. Again, I'll say it again. Final truth. Comfort or growth. Validation or accountability. Weakness or standards. It's your fucking choice, guys. Because iron only sharpens iron through friction. Guys, I appreciate it. If you made it this far in the video, again, thank you all. Channel's growing. There's a lot of loyal guys out there. I appreciate you guys. Drop the comments. Do me a favor, if you haven't subscribed, smash that subscribe and like button and pass this on to guys who could use this content. Guys, I'm here. I come at you hard because I want you to get better. If this content's not for you, you're not this far in the video anyways. So for the real ones that are still here, guys, remember, live deliberately.